أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back once again. Believe you can and you're halfway there. Just be confident and believe in yourself that you can come over any problem in your life and half of your problem is already solved. Just believe in yourself. With this short message, we are starting our today's lesson, interacting with the computers, and today we'll briefly talk about input and output devices. I'm your teacher, Mehbah, and I welcome you all to our today's lesson. Interaction. In our previous video, we talked about interaction, that it means to communicate. For example, teachers are communicating with students and students are communicating with teachers, or parents are communicating with their kids. And this communication could be in any form, in the form of sounds or words by talking. This communication can be in form of gestures or movements. Means communication has various forms, or and this communication is actually called interaction also. Taking examples from daily life for interaction, we have ears, right? And we take in sound waves through our ears. So these ears are our input organs because these ears are helping us to take in the sounds. So what are the ears? The ears are taking in the sounds or input. So they are our input organs. And to make sounds, to talk back, we use our mouth or tongue. So this mouth, this tongue is our output organ, as they are making sounds to interact with the other person. Ears are our input organ, whereas our mouth is the output organ. Let's take another example. We have a telephone. You all know a telephone has two basic parts apart from that dialing pad or whatever. And they are the earpiece and the mouthpiece. We speak into the mouthpiece. We speak into the mouthpiece so that the person on the other side listens to whatever we are saying. So that mouthpiece is the input organ of the telephone. And when the other person talks back, we hear his voice from the earpiece. We listen to the person on the other side from the earpiece. This earpiece is the output organ of the telephone. Interaction with a computer means communicating with computers so that computer understands what we want from it and we understand the results that computer is showing to us or it is giving us. Remember, computers are not human beings. We cannot talk to it or communicate with it in our native languages. We have to give them instructions or give them input, and it has to give us output in the form that is understandable for the computer and for us both. Computer is just a machine that cannot do any work until it is asked to. We have to tell the computer what task is to be performed, and we have to give the instructions to the computer what it has to do and how it has to do. But how do we tell the computer what task is to be performed? Should we stand in front of it and say, okay, computer, type an application or type a letter for me? Or, okay, computer, solve this sum for me? No. We will have to give the instructions or data to the computer through some specific devices. Now, the devices that we use to send information or enter data into the computer are called input devices. Remember, input devices are the devices used by users or used by us humans to communicate with the computer. We are talking to the computer using these input devices. For example, we have keyboards to write, to type, to give instructions in typed form. We have joysticks, microphones, mouse, scanners. These are all different types of input devices, and they give different types of inputs. If we have to give input in typed form, in written form, we'll use keyboard. If we have to give instructions by clicking on something, we'll use joystick or the mouse. If we have to give instructions in vocal form, in the form of sound, in the form of voice, then we'll use microphones. If we have to give the data or the input in the form of images, we'll use the scanner. These are all different types of input devices that will give different types of input to the computer. Once again, remember, the input devices are the devices used by users to communicate with the computer or to interact with the computer. Now, how do computer gives us the results, gives us the output? Computer also use some devices to talk back to us or to give results to us. These devices are called the output devices. By definition, the devices through which we can view processed data are called output devices. These help computer to give us the information, to give us the results of the processing. For example, we have speakers, we have printers, we have monitors. These are all different devices, different output devices that give output in different formats. For example, if the output is in the form of sound, then speakers will be the output device. If the output is in printed form, then we'll be using printers. And if the output is in soft form, in the form of display, then we'll use a display device, which is our monitor in this case. Computers communicate or interact with the users using output devices, whereas users interact with the computers using input devices. So guys, in interacting with the computers today, we have a brief overview of input devices and output devices. In our coming lesson, we'll one by one discuss all the input and output devices in detail. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Allah Hafiz.